What's up, gamers? LaserCorn here with Clever Games, and today I was hoping we could discuss the Wii U for a second. There's been a lot of talk about how it won't be able to compete graphics-wise with the next-gen PlayStation and Xbox. I agree with this statement, and I think if you're going to be playing a game where graphics are a key feature, you probably should be playing it on the new Xbox or the new PlayStation. However, Nintendo has always been about gameplay over graphics, and with the new Wii U, I think they really have a chance to show they can make some fun and addicting games. I'm not talking about anything Nintendo showed at their press conference. I'm talking about ideas that fans have been talking about and throwing around on the internet since the Wii U unveiled its new controller and its asymmetric gaming scheme. So here's our list of 5 games that could save the Wii U. First up, Dungeons & Dragons. Yes, it would have a huge nerd appeal, but think about it. Nintendo has always been about games you could get together with a group of friends and just play. From GoldenEye 64 to Smash Bros., it's always been about the party experience, and Dungeons & Dragons makes perfect sense on the Wii U. The player with the gamepad is the Dungeon Master and puts all the monsters and traps on the board, and the other 4 players have to adventure through the dungeon and try to survive. Maybe the Dungeon Master can even predetermine consequences for decisions that are made during gameplay. That would be awesome. Next, how about a Wii U version of Pokemon Snap? This is easy money. Pokemon fans will throw their wallets at you if you make that gamepad a camera that you can use to take pictures of various Pokemon. In fact, a regular Pokemon game would be good using this controller too. I could select all of my attack options on the controller and then watch the battles play out in full screen. I haven't played Pokemon in years, but this game would actually bring me back to the franchise. Let's move on to Star Fox. This is a game that could benefit from the use of that gamepad controller if it's implemented right. You could use the gamepad to lock onto enemies during certain sections where the ship was kind of on autopilot, or you could use it to look down and bomb enemies on the ground. Or, and here's an idea, you could have a co-op mode where one player with the controller pilots the Great Fox and commands R-Wings to attack certain targets in a large-scale battle. That player could also control the Great Fox's guns and maybe take control of a turret to fend off invading forces. The player piloting the Great Fox with the gamepad could also have access to an RTS-style map that could allow him to give commands to players piloting the R-Wings. Stuff like, you need to take out that turret, or come back and defend against fighters. I think there's a lot of potential to use that new controller in a Star Fox title. This next game is a no-brainer. They need to make a Fatal Frame for the Wii U. How awesome would it be using the gamepad as a camera and walking around some apparently deserted mansion, only to have horrifying enemies appear on the gamepad and attack you? You'd be holding the gamepad close to your face, so it would seem like the enemies were coming right at you. If you heard a sound to the right, you could whip around the gamepad real fast and go into a battle sequence entirely on the gamepad. This could be a horrifying new advancement in survival horror games and should be implemented immediately. And finally, how about a Super Smash Bros. U? Here's a game that gamepad controller was built for. You all remember how the levels in Smash Bros. Had traps, like for example Star Fox had the level where the ships would attack the players? Well, what if they built the maps with a bunch of traps and hazards and then let the player with the big remote control them? You could call it Master Hand Mode, and the player who controlled the gamepad could rack up kills like everyone else and try to win. You'd have to make enough traps and hazards to give the person with the gamepad enough to do, but it might just be crazy enough to work. Okay guys, that's our list of games that could make the Wii U a hit. If you've got any ideas of your own, go ahead and leave them in the comments, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Make sure you keep it locked right here to Clever Games for news, reviews, and much, much more.